Welcome back to Making Fire Podcast. Yeah. Welcome back to the Making Fire Podcast, where two longtime besties talk about their favorite TV show, Survivor. This week we are recapping episode 3 of Survivor 46. But before we get into that, Maddie, how are you?
I'm good. This week have mostly been consumed with Kate Gate drama. To bring that up,
you should update. Okay, I've been low key avoiding it because I'm like, why are we give? But like, you should do a quick recap.
Okay, so I don't know if it's all of Europe, on British Mother's Day, which was almost a week ago, as of the time we're recording this, Kate from the shared Prince and Princess of Wales Instagram account, allegedly Kate uploaded a picture for UK Mother's Day that was very obviously heavily photoshopped, and it was insane. Basically, the Associated Press even killed the photo because they were like, oh, this is obviously doctored. And then Kate, in quotation, allegedly put out a statement and was like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm just an amateur at photography and Photoshop, like, sorry about that. But then, so that is what sparked a lot of this drama, because Kate also hasn't been seen since December 28th. She was already scheduled to be out of the public eye for a few months because of a planned, I'm going to use quotations on everything, a planned abdominal surgery. But then things have just taken a weird turn. Also, basically at the same time that was announced, her planned surgery, was when we found out that King Charles has cancer. And so there was some like speculation about that, but it kind of died down until this doctored photo was released. And then it sparked of like, oh, actually, what is going on with Kate? And then it was kind of released that like, oh, when she was in the hospital for this, like, William only went to visit her once, Charles and Camilla only visited her once, she's never been seen leaving the hospital. Then, which is weird because she's been photographed 3 times after having her kids immediately on the hospital steps, so like, girl, what's up? Then they release another picture that's to be like, oh, look, she's fine, of her facing a brick wall in a car. But there's also rumors that is photoshopped. I think it looks photoshopped, but I don't think it's been like actually confirmed yet. But they just keep instigating it to be like, where is Kate? What happened to her? There's a lot of funny rumors going around. One of my favorite is that she's on The Masked Singer. And that's why she can't be seen.
Crazy.
Some other rumors have been, also, while Kate has been in private, William, a few weeks ago, I think, at this point, he released like one of his regular press release type statements on Instagram and whatever, and used at the top of it, like his seal. Normally, ever since being married, he's used his joint Will and Catherine logo, but for the first time since before he was married, he used his single like emblem, which is really weird, which also leads people to believe that maybe they're getting a divorce. And then there's also rumors of his mistress coming out. Her name is Rose Hanbury, I want to say. And people are calling her the Temu version of Kate.
Girl, it runs in the family, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, it does. And then people are like, oh, well, maybe they're just wanting us to think that she's dead so that when we find out she's alive, but they're just getting divorced, it's like not as bad.
I don't know if that...
I think, okay, I don't blame Kate. Like, I'm not mad. Like, I don't put this drama on Kate because clearly I don't think she's in like a great place at the moment. I think, was she silent or was she silenced?
True.
I am putting all of this on the William and the royal family, because also you have a whole team of social media people and they can't notice that one of her hands is completely blurred out in a photo, and that like it's horrible Photoshop. Like, who released that? I don't believe you.
So interesting.
So anyways, where is Kate? Maybe we'll just have to recap the next season of The Masked Singer.
True, true, true.
Anyways, that's what's been going on in my life. What's been going on in your life, Riley?
Sorry, Anna Banana texted me back. Guys, I'm a bad friend. What has been going on in my life? Recently, I'm getting back on my Fortnite kick. But when I first started playing Fortnite, like over winter break, I did. I was just playing, which is fun. I like Fortnite. I really enjoy playing it. Recently discovered the item shop, which is a little dangerous. Let's just say that. Because the new season started, and I was like, okay, well, it's a brand new. We're like at this point, we were like 2 or 3 days into the season. I was like, this is the time now to get a battle pass, because what you can do with the battle pass is you buy it, and then you can level up to like I think it's level 94, and then while you progress, you can get enough V-Bucks, which is the in-game currency.
I was gonna say, do I need to start sending you V-Bucks?
You possibly might. You can get enough V-Bucks to buy the battle pass for next season. And so, like, the idea is, I mean, technically, you should only have to buy it once, but you do have to level up to at least level 94, which takes some time. I usually, I'm a very analytical person, and I don't have the time to, as much as I would love to sit down and play Fortnite all day, not to sound better than anybody, I just don't have the time to do that. So I like to tell myself that I can play and I can level up like a level or two, like that's my goal, and then I have to stop playing because then it will take too long. And it's also not very, I personally don't think it's very fun to play by yourself. I think it's much funner. Funner's not a word, is it?
More fun.
It's more fun to play with other people because it's kind of exciting. Rowan, my sibling Rowan and I, that's the duo you want to play with. Rowan and I win like 50% of the time.
Wow.
I know. Don't sound too jealous. 50% of the time doesn't sound like a lot, but compared to other people I play with, it's a lot. But I just wanted the item shop because I bought the battle pass. I was like, oh, when you buy, and Fortnite is really dirty that way because I think the battle pass is it's 2,000
dollars
2,000
US.
Yeah, basically it's 2,000 V-Bucks, but the increments of the V-Bucks are like you can get 800 V-Bucks or 2,800 V-Bucks. There's no 2,000 V-Bucks. So you buy the 2,800 and then you buy the battle pass and you still have 800 left over. Well, my friend Kellen had gifted me 1,000 V-Bucks over Christmas, and but neither of us, well, no, I think it was 1,000. Neither of us knew what you could do with that. He was like, here it is. And I was like, oh, you can't do anything with 1,000. Like, there's nothing for sale for 1,000 V-Bucks. So I was like, I'll just hold on to these. So I had basically 1,800 left over after I got something like that, after I got my battle pass. So I bought the Lady Gaga skin because she's on Fortnite now. And then I bought this cute little skin because it like changed. Okay, this is why it's also addicting. Is because they change the shop every 24 hours. And so if you see something you like,
you have to get it.
You have to get it because it's like, who knows? Like, I was looking at the skin that I got. Her name is Brian. She's like a little sea creature. I was like, this is so cute. But Brian last was in the store like 100 and something days ago, which is a while. They have so many skins. So I was like, should I do it? Should I do it? And Rowan was like, yeah, you should do it. And I was like, okay. So I bought it. But now I'm like, oh my god, it's so easy to buy V-Bucks.
What's the
It's $22. $22 for 2,800 V-Bucks.
Okay.
Which is not a lot. 2,800, you can get 2 rare skins maybe, and then like an emote. That's not a lot for $22. This is an online game, people. This is worse. You know what? It's worse than The Sims.
I was gonna say I'm used to spending a lot of money on my on gaming hobbies. I've actually been
I'm
really
trying
good
to-
about it. I haven't bought in a new pack
Oh,
in a while.
Brian was on last in the store. Sorry, 40 days ago. But before that, she was in two. She was 202 days ago.
Whoa. So
So
you're not going to see her again for a long time.
probably she came out in August 9th, 2020. So she's been around for a while. But I think it gets less. The older skins get less and less regular. Anyway, so I was like, okay, I have to get this one, and then Kellen messaged me and was like, Kellen, don't watch if you he has to go on Fortnite before this, I'm assuming, and I don't think he watches us like that, so sorry. He told me it's really Maddie's friends and family that really holds up this end of the podcast. My friends and family flop hard. I be telling them, I say, listen to my podcast, and they're like, okay, and they never do. Anyway, Kellen was like, I really want, because with the Lady Gaga skin, there was a Rain on Me dance. Rain on
Yes.
me. And he was like, I really want
And
that
we just
email.
got copyright claimed. It sounded too similar.
Guys, I'm not Lady Gaga. Guys, I am not Lady Gaga. Oh my god. Anyway, he was like, I really want the emo. But he's like, but I don't want to spend money on it. And I was like, damn. And he was like, well, I can use my V-Bucks that I get from the Battle Pass. And I was like, well, don't you need the V-Bucks from the Battle Pass to buy the Battle Pass again? And he was like, fuck, you're right. And I was like, oh, well, Kellen, I'll hype him up here, just got into grad school. Really nice grad school. Really small, really, really prestigious program. And I'm like, ooh. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll just be a good friend, celebrate him getting into grad school, and then I can buy the little emote for me too, since I didn't have the rain on me. So get him the rain on me, get me the rain on me. Oh my god! And then I had enough left for a fun rare skin, so then I got another skin.
So how much total did you spend on Fortnite in the last few days?
A little, probably $45, which is insane.
Which is
this is a trap.
money well spent.
You're right. Because you know what? I look sick as hell killing them in my Lady Gaga skin. I look so good.
What do you play Fortnite on?
My Switch.
Okay, we need to play together.
We do need to play together. I think it's such a fun. I think it's such a fun game. Anyway, this is a Survivor podcast, but I just need to tell you that getting into the item shop in Fortnite is a death trap.
Yeah.
So be careful. I'm gonna have to put myself on a budget. I was gonna say you can spend $22 a month on Fortnite. That's probably
a month.
How many expansion packs do you have?
All of them.
How many expansion packs are there?
I don't know.
Hey Siri.
Uh-huh.
How many expansion packs are on The Sims 4? Oh. She did not like that.
Okay, but to be fair, I have had this game for so long. And I would say... Huh?
15.
Oh.
What are they, $50 each?
40.
40.
$39.99.
Is $600. If you divide it by 22... if you divide it by $22 what I've been spending, you would have been buying an expansion pack. Basically, you would for 27 months straight. That is
Okay, wait.
2 years for a month.
Okay, do you know how many hours I put into the game? I'm not comfortable saying on this podcast.
Say it.
No. You could not waterboard that information out of me. But, okay, I have the expansion packs. Also, 22 months. I've been playing this game. It came out when we were in 8th grade. I was in 8th grade.
I was in 7th grade.
You're
old as fuck.
I started playing it about a year after it came out. So, freshman year of high school. I have been playing this game for 10 years.
That's a gag, isn't it? I'm surprised they haven't really...
They're working on it.
If we want to... Are they right now?
Yes.
They
haven't said that it's The Sims 5 officially.
Oh my god. Sims 3. I want to sit down and play Sims 3 soon.
I have it.
I have it too. I just don't like... It's hard for me. Like, it's just a little less accessible than Sims 4, you know?
I 1000% agree. What?
Guys, I got my knee tattooed today. It's really bad.
Can you show it?
I can't move it. I can't right now. I'll send you a picture. Maybe you can insert it.
I probably won't, but I appreciate that.
I'll still send you a picture. I'll send you a picture. Everybody else can live in mystery. I don't know.
Okay.
All three of you out there.
Anyways, Sims 4. I know. Okay. Controversial. Not that anyone who is deeply invested in the Sims community listens to this podcast. I like The Sims 4 better than The Sims 3. I'll say it. I think The Sims 3 for our age group has the nostalgia factor. Because when I go back and play The Sims 3, which I do play, it is just not as good. It is so hard lag-wise.
Navigate, yeah.
Like, even just some of the game functions, like, yes, it does certain things that The Sims 4 doesn't do, but I think The Sims 4 makes up for it. I think The Sims 4 is just so much easier and more fun to play.
I think that what gives me the bad rap about The Sims 4 is that I hate how much and this is nothing to do with the actual game itself. This is all about EA.
Oh, yes.
I hate how much EA has turned The Sims into a money grab, and it sucks that Sims 4 has become the face of that, because I genuinely do think Sims 4 is a good game. I have a Sims 4 tattoo. I'm looking at right now. My little cow plant is a cow plant from Sims 4. I think it sucks that Sims 4 has become the face of the money grab that is EA. But I think that's the bad connotations I have with Sims 4. The negative. I shouldn't say bad, but
and the last thing I'll say on it, the packs have gotten so much better over the years from the start of the game to now. They are so good, and I think they are so worth the money. But I've also, this is not a Sims podcast, but what I will say is that I get really tired of people getting mad about all the packs that they release and everything, when I'm like, okay, but they're not making it for you to buy every single one. Like, that's not the intention.
Yeah.
When people people get so mad about the kits. Yes, they release like 3, multiple, like almost every month, but they're not intended for you to buy every single one. I only have a couple because they're supposed to hit niche interests, which is what people complain about all the time. Oh, I want this in the game. I want this in the game. Okay, then they put it in the game for you to buy it. You're not supposed to buy it if you don't want it.
Rain on me, tsunami, hands up to the sky.
Anyways, should we talk about Survivor?
We should talk about Survivor. If you guys are interested in having a Sims discourse podcast, let us know. And I'm sure Maddie and I will have a ton to talk about.
You know what we should do sometime?
What?
We should. So I know that there's mods to do Sims multiplayer. We should do our own Sims Survivor.
And
figure that out with other people.
Back in my day, when I used to do YouTube and I had Sims on YouTube, I had a series where I did the Hunger Games with Sims. It's kind of similar. One of my YouTube friends at the time who was... Why did I have YouTube friends that were 30 years older than me? I was a minor.
We love internet safety.
He had a series where he did a Big Brother, and I built the house. I built the Big Brother house, and he used it in his series.
I love that for you.
But let's get into the actual TV show that is called Survivor on CBS. This was a very interesting episode. A lot of emotions this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I hate seeing grown men cry. That gives me the ick. You're a man.
Oh my god. No.
I'm a man. I don't cry.
Oh yeah, I've definitely never seen you cry.
Name one time you've seen me cry.
You cried one time when you got logged out of your school account and you couldn't get in.
Last year?
My senior year.
Or your senior year?
Yeah, it was like winter time.
Oh, yes. It was like right near graduation.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Maddie's husband worked for our school's tech department. And I said, Logan, I need you to help me. And he was like, babe, I can't do anything. And I was like, no. Anyway. So, we get back from Tribal. Jess was just sadly voted out. And, we see Banu, star of the episode, not for great reasons.
This was Banu's episode.
This was Banu's episode. He comes back and he's basically getting scolded by his tribe. They were like, "Bestie, you cannot act like that at tribal. You cannot act like that." And he's like, "I don't know. Like, what do you?" He's like, "I'm just being myself. I don't know." The quote of the episode: "I didn't win $1 million. I want to win 1,000,000 hearts."
1,000,000 hearts. I know.
Girl, if you don't get a grip with reality, I was like, "What is going on?" Being scolded, basically. Banu was scolded a lot this episode. Like, I don't know how you, as a grown person, I would not let anybody talk to me like that.
Yeah.
If they came up to me and were like, "Don't act like that," I'd be like, "Don't act like that, your mama." What? How about you leave me alone and let me do what I need to do? Y'all are gonna vote me out anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's like, you can't act like that, but it's like, who else? Like, Jess just got voted out. You three at that point are like very clearly a 3. Like, what? My reaction's gonna hurt Jeff's feelings? Like, I don't understand like what negative impact this has on our tribe. I can understand like for future future tribals.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the word I wanted to use, but like in the future I could understand. But like, let's be honest, is Banu really making it? How much of a future is there left for Banu?
I know. I think maybe part of the scolding comes from like just being so over it after a week of living with this man who is constantly like having breakdowns over really nothing. Like just feeling a lot of emotions all the time. I think I would have a hard time dealing with that. Like, he cries over everything. I don't know exactly at what point he said this, but when he was Q was talking to him, and he was like, "You can lie. Like, you should lie. Like, at tribal, you don't have to tell the truth." And then Bonnie's crying, "I can't lie to Jeff." Girl.
What's Jeff gonna do? Shoot you? What is Jeff gonna do? Nothing.
No. Jeff knows you're lying. It's fine.
Jeff knows, babe. Jeff sees all.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff sees all.
Yeah. Also, Banu talking about how Q-Tip and Kenzie are pulling their master tricks, and
okay, that I was like, what?
The most poorly executed plan.
The most poorly executed plan ever.
I'm sorry, it only worked because Jess was so clueless about what was going on.
And Banu, it only worked because you guys have no, they seem like masterminds to you because you have absolutely zero game sense.
I know.
What they did, it wasn't even a good move. It made no sense why they were doing all that.
No. But they're strategic masterminds, and Kenzie is pulling you the strings. You don't get it.
That's what he said. I was like, Banu, you sound wild.
Yeah.
Strategic masterminds. He thinks they're Boston Robs. He thinks they're Sandras. They're Tonys. Baby, that's Q-Tip and Kenzie. They can't even win a challenge, let alone I don't know. I don't know. It was that caught me off guard. I was like, they're not. He's painting them out to be something that they're really not, and not a lot has happened. Like, it's still. I don't know. I don't think mastermindness really. I don't know. Maybe it could show at this point, but I'm just like, it pains me to hear him say that because I'm like, you're.
Babe, you're easy. Babe, you're easy to manipulate, is what it is.
Easy to manipulate. I'm like, you have to understand that before you think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why this sent me also while we're on the Yanu tribe, but the fact that they were all just sleeping under a rock.
Yes.
I don't know why that sent me so bad. It woke up and they were just sleeping in the sand under a rock, and the sand was wet, the rock was wet, it was clearly not comfortable. They get up, and I forget who it was, but somebody asked Banu, one of the girls was like, "How are you?" And he was like, "Bad. I didn't sleep."
Yeah, it was.
Be careful, Banu. People get voted out on your tribe for not sleeping. Careful who you're telling. Another wild. There was a lot of wild Yanu moments. Q going up to Banu and saying, "You're the Philip to my Boston Rob." To his face. I'm so sorry. I said this to Rowan while we were watching. I said, if anybody ever came up to me in Survivor and said that I was their Philip to their Boston Rob, I would kill myself. I would have killed myself. That is arguably worse than being called an emotional mess. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That was where I was like, Q, you have a lot of nerve.
A lot of things that have come out of Q's mouth this episode and last episode, I'm like, my winner pick. How about you shut up? Q, shut up.
Q, a lot of this. I need you to.
Yeah.
No, that was wild. And the fact that he said it to his face, I was like, that's insane. And the fact
Banu
that Banu
did not pick up on it.
No. And the fact that Banu was like,
Right.
Have you ever been a Krispy Kreme?
I actually have.
Was it crispy?
Very.
Right. No, Banu was insane. And then, after this conversation, Q walks away. Banu, not even in confessional, Banu is looking straight at the camera that just recorded that conversation and went, guys, what if this is the master plan? What if they're telling Q to get me on his side and then they get me comfortable so I don't play this, pulls out his shot in the dark, and then they vote me out? What if they're planning to vote me out? Girl.
Survivor Lauren on TikTok from 38, right? 39. She was like, if Banu is anything, he is great television.
I am saying, because why that thought, and maybe Banu is an undercover mastermind, because I know me personally, I never would have thought of that. My brain would have never gone to, oh my god, this is all part of the plan. And what kills me is the fact that he did not even wait to go to a confessional. He was full on standing in the spot where they had just had the conversation. Q's probably not even 20 feet away from them. And Banu looks at the camera and is like, oh my god. And I'm like, babe, take a breather.
That man, I hope he seeks help.
Oh.
Just to, like, regulate his emotions a little.
A little. Well, he's not trying to win he's not trying to win $1 million.
Just 1 million
He's
hearts.
trying to win 1 million hearts.
Which, we'll come back to that statement.
We jump away from the Yanu tribe, and we go, I'm so sorry, I'm a bad podcast host. I was running their colors. Or the Siga tribe now, the green tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Siga is doing a group idol hunt.
Oh my god. Can we stop with that?
I don't understand. There's just this kumbaya energy to Survivor now that is terrible. I'm like, why?
No, you. Go.
Why would you? And like, we hear from Charlie, we hear from people who are actively, and this happens pretty regularly, right? Like, people who are doing this happens, I think, at least once every season, where a tribe does a group idol or group advantage hunt, and we hear from one person in the group that's like, this is stupid, I don't understand why we're doing this. But it's just like a mob mentality. If you don't, like, if I'm Charlie, if I don't include myself in this group idol hunt, then I'm instantly going to become target number one.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but it's just stupid. Like, and this is throughout the whole new era. In what world do you want anybody to know about your advantage?
Okay.
Like, yeah, go.
I think this goes back to the stupid 3 tribe starting format, because not only is one tribe again getting steamrolled, losing every challenge, and is just like doing poorly, it leaves the other tribes to not really feel like they're playing Survivor, I think, and not understand the, like, threat of the people around you that are eventually, gonna have to vote you out. 2, I think having such a small tribe in the beginning does create this like small mob mentality thing. If you were on
Mm-hmm.
a tribe with a bunch more people, you wouldn't be able, like, what, all 9 of you are gonna go do this? Or like however many? No.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot more smaller alliances and things like that. But I think when you are such a small group of people, like, this is just what happens. This is a product of that. And when you're just sitting on a beach with these people for a week, like, what are you gonna do? Not go with them? I hate it so much.
It's not good TV. I'm like, this takes the fun out of having an advantage hidden in the game. If
Mm-hmm.
everybody's looking for it together, like that takes away me as a viewer, takes away the suspense of who's gonna find it, what's gonna happen, and they do end up creating a little bit of suspense, right? Because it's like, oh, so jump ahead a little bit. Jem ends up finding it pretty well, and she keeps it pretty well hidden. I don't think anybody knows, but it's still like it takes away that suspense. It's like, oh, the fun, like, sorry, I know he's not a great person, but the fun of like watching Russell and Samoa was the fact that it's like we as the audience were like, oh my god, he's gonna do it again. He's gonna find it. Where's he gonna find it? Where's he gonna look? Right? Like it's that's the fun way to view it. I don't want to watch a tribe of 6 go out in the forest together to do it. That defeats the whole purpose. And then it's not a hidden advantage. Then it's just an advantage, which again defeats the whole purpose of having it, and then having to go through all those things, right? Like it's a beware advantage that you have to risk your vote, and then you have to dig, and then you have to like. It just it takes away the whole thing of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. Jem ends up finding it. She sneaks it pretty well. Any thoughts on that? Any thoughts on Jem finding it?
I'm glad she found it.
Me too. I think it'll be interesting. She hasn't been getting a lot of screen time. So I'll be interested to see if this develops into anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, to be fair, is there really anything interesting enough on that tribe going on to give her a bunch of screen time at the moment?
other than naming every single Taylor Swift and Metallica song, I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
Was that Metallica?
No, yeah, I was just like, oh, maybe I'll have to bleep.
Oh, right. Oh, right. I forgot we were doing that. Right. We go on to the yellow tribe, which is the orange tribe, which is Nami. Nami, we see Hunter is the survivor
Oh
MacGyver.
my god.
Survivor MacGyver. Why the fuck are we slamming doors? If y'all can't tell, we're in a new podcast location. I'm at my dad's house right now. First time for everything.
Oh, it's the first time at your dad's house? How's that going?
It's really good.
Does he like you?
You see Hunter, Survivor MacGyver, and Maddie and I's
Disdain.
disdain. We learn that Hunter builds Survivor challenges, and not 3D print style, full out building challenges.
We thought Carson was bad. This is taking it to a whole nother level.
Whole nother level. It's crazy, fully crazy.
His house is kind of scary.
It is. What was that? His garage, or
I thought part of it was his living room.
I think so. His house is flooded. I almost threw up. I'm so disgusted. Flooded with Survivor challenges. Girl, just say you're a little nerd freak and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maddie and I don't like it. We didn't like it when Carson did it. I love watching things with my mom. Why'd she go? They show this montage and she goes, didn't somebody do that last season? Not exactly Queen, but you have the right thing going on. Yeah.
I don't like encouraging it.
That's my thing too.
Like, you can do it in private. Build your little challenges privately. But like, let's not keep airing this on television and kind of making it like, oh, the expectation is that it's not an expectation, but like, Oh, I just
No,
don't.
I
I
get
don't
what
want to
you're saying.
encourage it. I don't like encouraging it, and it's just not something that everyone can do. And I don't want that
And
to become like, oh, if I'm going to go on Survivor, I need to like practice all of these insane challenges first. Like that's not the game.
And I remember when this was happening with Carson. Carson was like, actually, 3D printing is really accessible. Like, you could go to your library, about like blah 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 blah. You could buy one, blah blah blah. Like, it's not as expensive as you think it is. And I'm like, girl, like, people have jobs, people live lives, people like
It's not just a financial thing.
it is
It's
not
also
like
like a learning how to do it thing.
learning how to do it. But you like financial, but like committing yourself to like I don't know. It's just I don't like it. I like it. It doesn't. I don't know if it feels icky, but I'm just like, oh, again, it's not fun.
Mm-mm.
If I know again, like advantages. If I know that somebody's practiced every single challenge at home, that takes away the fun of doing it.
Yeah.
Like it's taking
You're
away
not
the fun. Yeah,
you're just not supposed to know how to do all the challenges before you get out there. I don't think that's like the point of Survivor.
and unless honestly, it's kind of unfair. Unless every single tribe has one person that has done that,
Yeah.
it puts people at an unfair advantage for challenges.
Yeah.
Unless it's a brand new puzzle, but we know Survivor loves reusing challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we feel about that. I'm sure we talked in depth about this. I think at our very first podcast,
Yeah.
how we feel about stuff like that. So if you're interested, you can go all the way back then. Trigger warning: the sound on that one was, oh, okay.
It's okay. A lot of podcasts that I listen to, when I get to the early episodes, it does not sound good either. It's not just us.
That's so comforting to hear. So we hear from we hear from Venus, and Venus is on to Hunter. She says Hunter is the one that has connections with everybody. Everybody relies on him. Everybody relies on the big strong man to
He doesn't give big strong man vibes. He kind of gives
No.
dorky in the woods vibes.
Yeah, like he has muscles, but that's just because he like chops wood and
Yeah.
like does like yard work, like not because he like goes to the gym type beat. Um, but Venus is onto him and wants him out, and we see Randon wakes up in the morning, and half of his body is a little limp.
Yeah. He.
I wonder if that'll happen. I wonder if that'll cause like anything in the future.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure he's fine. Honestly, like, my neck was kind of hurting too at one point, my shoulder, but I just got a memory foam pillow and it fixed it, so maybe he should try that.
Yeah, or he should get like a heating pad, maybe.
Oh, that does help too. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that should be fine.
Just like tips for next time.
Yeah, we'll see if anything happens because of this. But his he can't move his hand, but it's okay. Yanu goes back. Oh, this is sorry. So then we have the challenge, which was really sad. I halfway through watch, I forgot that it was an immunity challenge. For some reason, I don't know why. We don't really do reward challenges by themselves anymore.
Oh, it's not in the beginning.
Yeah, I forgot it was an immunity, and so I was like, the Orange Tribe Nami was like behind, right? And I was like, okay, whatever. And then Yanu and Siga were in the front. I was like, oh, exciting, blah blah blah. And then Nami won. And I was like, oh, bummer.
Yeah, after Hunter very quickly landed all the sandbags on. I wonder if he practiced that.
So, then Yanu loses, which is so devastating. And then Jeff was like, I'll be seeing you back at Tribal. And I went, oh my god, this is an immunity challenge, too. So then I was like, not only did they just lose an immunity challenge, they're now probably almost a week in.
They were a week in.
They're a week in, and they have not had any fire yet. That is evil. That is actually evil.
Especially when you think of it. Day 6 or 7 of 26. That's a huge portion of the game that is done.
Yeah. Yeah. No fire. And because it's not like it's the summer season. Like, it's very clearly like
Rainy.
like a stormy, rainy. And that's really devastating. And I feel terrible for them.
Mm-hmm.
They should try maybe a little harder, but like, I definitely feel bad. Yanu loses. There was a point where they were ahead. I think Q knocks off a couple of their
Knocked off one because it was like
he knocked
halfway on.
Hmm.
As soon as I saw it land like that, I was like, "That's gonna fall down."
But that was a challenge. It was a little, I don't know. I don't love challenges. I have a hard time paying attention during them.
I did like the beginning part when they had to get over the rolling thing in the water, and when the Orange Tribe did the little link, and they
When
went
Tevin went over and then pulled a hunter with him.
I
Yeah,
was like, "Oh, that's kind of a good idea."
it
I
was a
thought
good
that
idea.
part was fun.
He's the survivor MacGyver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Imagine if like the whole tribe would have done that together, though. Like
that would have been
all
crazy.
linked.
That would have been actually insane.
No.
I think that would have scared me a little bit. I would have been like, "Oh my god,
How did they even think of that?
what did they know that we don't?"
Yeah.
Um, we hear that there's going to be a journey this episode, and the Nami tribe gets to pick one person on their tribe to go first, and they pick Liz the Legend. Liz the Legend. And she gets to pick two people on the other tribes. She picks Ben and Banu. Whoa. And they get to go on their little journey together, which we hear is not what the Yanu tribe wanted. They wanted, that was the worst case scenario for them to have gone. It sounds like multiple, but well, for Tiff, bad. Tiff and Kenzie, it's bad because what is Banu going to tell them? Q, it's bad because I think Q really wanted to make something happen with Banu. So they're really missing out on that key, like, strategizing time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would have been like, don't believe whatever he says.
Yeah.
Banu is a liar.
He's crazy.
Banu's a liar. Banu's a liar. That's my new song.
Liz should start singing that song.
Liz is so. We'll get to it anyway. So then we cut to the Yanu tribe. Before we actually see this journey develop, cut to the Yanu tribe, and we basically see Q, your winner pick, your bestie.
No.
Q's basically like, I want to be voted out.
I performed poorly in that challenge. You should vote me out. Sir, shut up. Shut up right now. Do not talk like that. It makes me so mad too, because like I know the emotions are high and it'd be really hard to lose again. I can understand that. But like I don't know. Tiff was also throwing the things. Like it wasn't just you that wasn't doing well. And it was really close between him and the Siga tribe. Like it just wasn't that big of a, like, obviously they lost, so it is a big deal, but it's not like they were blown out of the water by any means.
Yeah, I think it would have been different if it was more of a loss, but that one was really close. And I think, I mean, for somebody who's like he says this himself in the episode, he comes from a collegiate background, and he comes from like, he's an athlete. It's in him. He wants to win. He wants to lead. He wants to do these. And when that fails, I can understand. But I'm also like, that challenge, that immunity challenge, is literally a blip in your Survivor experience as a whole. Do not let that define you and get you voted out right now. When you've been playing a not bad game, I mean, it hasn't been great. It's not a strategic mastermind game by any means.
And that losing did not make him the target by any means.
No. I think he could have been fine, even if he wasn't like right, like even if he didn't feel like he was in the right spot. Like he could have just thrown Banu under the bus. I don't know. Like I
Or just
don't think he's on the bottom.
just not talk about it.
Exactly. And I don't think he's at the bottom of his tribe. Like I think Kenzie is on the bottom of the three of them.
Yeah.
Um
I mean, Tiff seems conflicted about that, but we can get there.
We'll get there. But I just think it was a weird energy to bring back. We'll say that. So then we go to the journey. And the journey starts off with them drawing rocks. I'll explain what the journey is, and then we'll get into what happened. So, the journey, they draw rocks. There's three rocks, two blue ones, one white one. Whichever of the three of them draws the white rock has to immediately go back to camp, and then the people to blue rocks are given an opportunity to gain an advantage by completing a puzzle. If they fail the puzzle, then they lose their vote. If they win the puzzle, then they keep their vote and they get an advantage. So we get there, they read the instructions. And Liz is kind of like, how's everybody doing? What's going on? And Banu breaks down.
Fast.
He folds immediately.
It's giving... well... It kind of is giving Jelinski how it took him 0.2 seconds to fold and confess. It took Banu even less time to start crying.
He basically says, Liz, this is it for me.
Actually, you know whose episode this was? God's. The amount of time God in Miracles, he got a lot of screen time.
He got a lot of screen time. Banu was basically like, I'm going home. There is no way I'm not going home. He's like, my tribe thinks that I am a emotional train wreck, basically. And they think I'm bad at the game and that I have no strategic bones in my body. But I'm not, and this is where we get the infamous quote, I'm not here to win $1 million. I'm here to win 1,000,000 hearts.
That really resonated with Liz, because she also said multiple times she does not need the money.
Exactly! Liz was like, oh my god, you own 4 companies too.
You're also filthy rich and just here for funsies. Got it.
Twin 'em!
Let's form a rich people alliance.
Real. Banu quickly throws everybody under the bus. He says,
You go.
He says, those 3, the smartest people in this game. Kenzie is running it like the fucking Navy.
Which is so funny, because she's absolutely not. And, like, I'm not Team Kenzie, really. Like, she's fine, but, like, I'm not, like, Kenzie's biggest fan. So I think it's really funny that she's probably gonna have to go, like, if she goes long-term in the game, like, people are already scared or, like, she's a threat to them because of what Banu said, even though she's absolutely not. Like, her strategic mastermind, she tried to talk strategy with you once.
That was really it. Like, Kenzie really has, if anything, Q is the one that is continuously trying to make something happen.
Yes.
Kenzie tested the water, saw that it wasn't working, and then left.
Yeah.
And you know who did? I don't even think Banu realized that. You know who said something about it? Was Jess. Jess said, Kenzie is a snake. We need to watch out for her. And I just know Banu heard that and was like, he was like, that's the snake. Girl, that is not the snake.
No.
She's not even the mastermind. Look at Q, the one who called you, Philip, to his Boston Rob. That is the person I would have been throwing under the bus.
I know.
Bonnie's crying, and Ben and Liz are both like,
and they're like, we're just gonna not talk. We're gonna talk as little as possible so that he talks as much as possible.
And that's what he did. He did not. He talked about everything. And I was like, oh my god, Banu.
Like, you are so bad at this game.
Oh my god, look at my hair right now.
Cute.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was like, Banu, like, baby, you have to have something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that was crazy. Um, Banu wants the White Rock. He wants to be able to play it safe. He doesn't want to have to, like, have the opportunity. I guess I don't know.
It's so funny.
I don't know. Liz ends up pulling the White Rock, which means Ben and Banu end up going to the puzzle again. Not again. I haven't said this. To clarify, it is not mandatory to play the puzzle. You don't have to play the puzzle. It was just like an opportunity given to you. And so you would think Banu, who suspects that he's about to get voted out, who knows he's at the bottom of his tribe, and who knows a vote is the most important thing you can have in the game, you would think maybe, who just admitted that he wanted to play it safe with the White Rock, you think that maybe he would have not played.
I don't think
Let me tell you.
thought that through.
He said, I'm going to try to get this advantage. Am I remembering that correct?
I think I just didn't think about it, that they had the option, but I'm
they
pretty
had the option.
They've never not had the option, right?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, not that I'm aware. I could be making that up. I don't know. I would assume.
I don't think they've ever not. I don't remember because I hate journeys and I was mostly just paying attention to Banu, but I don't think there's ever been a time where they've had to risk their vote without having the option to not.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could be wrong though.
I can't remember any, but that was my thought. I was like, Banu, why would you do that?
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting. I just didn't think it was that smart. But shocker, Banu and Ben both end up losing their votes. And what a great way to go into mere hours before tribal. We see them lose, and then everybody goes back to their things. Ben and Liz do not waste any time. They sit their tribes down and are like, tell them everything that Banu said. Do you think this is smart? Have you thought about it?
I guess I hadn't thought about it. I don't know if these people have strong enough smaller alliances yet to just tell them, because I think I would keep that information to just my like inner circle, but I don't think they necessarily have that. I'm not getting that vibe. So I mean, like, I guess I don't know. I think they just wanted to tell the truth, so that at least Liz just like tell the truth so I don't like I'm clean, you know? I mean, Ben still lied, but
I think for me, I thought it was a bad move. But I think your perspective, what you just brought, that sways it a little bit. I think waiting for a smaller alliance to form, that then would be the good time to do that. But, like, to me, in my head, I'm like, knowledge is, like, currency in this game.
knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. And I'm like, I don't think I would have thrown it all out there, because you have a lot of key information about other people in this game. Even like the merge or a swap is going to happen soon. Maybe potentially a swap might happen, but the merge, I don't think it's ever happened where one of the three tribes totally dissolves before they merge. Like, at least one of those people on that tribe, two of those people most likely are going to be in the merge. So it's just interesting. I I would have not said all that. And then, but I think you bring up a great point, is that those smaller alliances haven't formed. But then I would just tell them, once the smaller alliance forms, I'd be like, okay, can I tell you guys what happened on the journey? What happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe that'd be the place where I'm like, can you hear that?
Yeah.
Sorry. Don't mind me. I'm just tearing a thread out of the mattress.
Oh my god. I thought you were playing with like one of those, like a fidget toy.
Oh, no. Well, I guess technically I am fidgeting with this right now, but not like a toy. Anyway. That all being said, I don't know if I would have shared all that information. To me, I'm like, I want to know more than everybody. I want the least amount of people to know what I know. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You could just be like, there's a lot of inner conflict and things going on the Yanu tribe, but Bonnie didn't get into it.
Or you could just lie and just say, yeah, we pulled the rocks. We introduced ourselves to each other.
We didn't talk.
Yeah. But I just thought that was interesting is all.
Yeah.
Bonnie gets back and they're like, Bonnie, what did you tell them? And he was like,
Nothing.
I just told them I might be going home because that's what I think is going to happen. And, that's it. Tiff immediately is like, girl, be so fucking for real right now.
Yeah. Maybe this is why Banu hasn't lied before, because he's so bad at it. Like,
so bad at it.
Oh.
Banu instantly tells Q that he lost his vote, which made me want to pull my hair out.
Yes.
All Banu needed... I'm like... I just don't know if it's just me watching in retrospect, but if I was in this position, there's 4 people in my tribe, I lose my vote. You just need 2 people to vote, right? Q is kind of confident, that Tiff... Right? Okay, wait, let me talk this out real quick. In my head, I'm the person that lost my vote. I'm not going to tell anybody I lost my vote. Because you need 3 people anyway to vote one person out. Because if it's 2 people, it's going to be a tie, right?
It doesn't matter.
It still doesn't matter. Because if it's a 3-person vote, and I lose my vote, you still have... it's still the majority, because then it'd be 2-1 instead of 3-1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I come back, I would just not tell anybody that I lost my vote, and be like, okay, we're voting Kenzie. Q is in on voting Kenzie. I'm voting on Kenzie. Tiff is good on voting Kenzie. And then it's still a majority. It's still 2-1.
Yeah.
I don't know how... Like, again, I've never played Survivor. I don't know in reality how well that would play out. But in my... I'm like, why... You are already at the bottom of this tribe. You have no prospects. You're not strategic at all. Why would you tell somebody that you don't have a vote?
Yeah. I think watching this and seeing how it eventually starts to play out until, so they don't end up going travel. But Q, or Banu not being able to lie to Q is such a powerful tool to Q. And I'm glad that he, at that point, was like, oh, wait. Like, maybe I really do need to keep you in the game because you will tell me the truth. Like, you will not lie to me.
Yeah.
So I was glad that he figured that out after, wanting to be voted out for being bad in a single challenge.
Yeah, this is another... I was just like, what? Q is like, okay, JK, I want to keep Banu. Mm-hmm. I want to keep somebody that's malleable to me. Kenzie is a strategic threat, or like a whatever. And he was like, I have no use for her in this game, which to me was another strategic misstep by somebody on the Yanu tribe. Because I think he's right. Like, ultimately, for Q's game, I think keeping somebody like Banu is better, maybe. But to say that Kenzie has no use to him, I think is a wrong way of looking at Kenzie's position in the game. Because if Kenzie is now going to be looked at by everybody as a strategic threat, because Banu just told both tribes, basically, that Kenzie is the mastermind.
Literally everyone else in the game.
Use her as a shield.
Yeah.
Merge with Kenzie, swap with Kenzie, work with Kenzie, have her be the one that takes the first hit.
Yeah.
People, if you guys are not in the numbers, you're in the minority, get Kenzie to get voted out first, Q, and then you'll be fine for a little bit. I don't know. Is that crazy?
No.
I just think that I'm used to the people on Survivor having better strategy than me.
I think, not to bring up the 3 tribes again, but I think this is what happens when there are so few people left on a tribe so early in the game. You start to not think about the game in terms of like, oh, there's so many people left. Like, I'm going to have to work with these other people and I'm going to be at a disadvantage because so many of us have been voted out. I'm not going to have all these connections going into the next portion of the game. But when you are losing every challenge and you're on a tribe with now 4 people, it's so hard to think that way. And you're like, how much longer is this going to keep going on? Like, when is Kenzie going to get me? Like, am I next? I think those are my thoughts on that.
Well, there was a lot of strategy happening on the Yanu tribe. A lot of moving pieces. Tiff possibly coming to the conclusion. Tiff and Q talk, and Q does a pretty good job convincing Tiff. So Tiff's kind of in the middle ground. Like, should we vote Kenzie? Should we vote Banu? That's where she's at. We cut to the orange Nami. We cut to Nami, who is basically, they're chilling. And Randon is on the beach with Liz and Venus, and they're having a convo. And who comes up out of nowhere? Mr. Jeff and Dr. Will. And we are told that Randon, this little mini paralysis that he had earlier, he still has, could just be a pinched nerve, maybe, that will work itself out. Or you can have a slip disc. Girl, what? And basically, the doctor and Jeff are like, we can't have you in the game without knowing what's going on, so we have to pull you. Bruh, what? That would piss me off. They do this thing on Australian Survivor. I don't know if you've seen discourse around this.
No.
It irks me. Why are we pulling people from the game for an illness or a
hypothetical?
A hypothetical that we don't know is actually there. Because let's just say he does just have a pinched nerve that will work itself out in a couple days. Okay. So if you end up pulling him from the game and he's fine, that would piss me off. In Australian Survivor, they have had in the past people who hurt themselves. In Heroes vs. Villains, it happened. Somebody got a really bad head injury, and it left him like bleeding, and it was a really bad mark right here. For the whole season, he had a mark right here.
Okay, Sandra on the Traitors.
Literally. His name was, oh my god, was Sandra on that season? No, Sandra wasn't on that season. Anyway, sorry, I was trying to think. Because Sandra was on a season of Australian Survivor. His name was George. They were like, okay, we're pulling George for the night. He is going to the hospital. We're going to check that he doesn't have a concussion or that his spine isn't affected. And he was fine. So then they brought him back in the game and were like, you can keep playing. I think his tribe ended up going to tribal that night, and they were just like, George, vote for somebody. And so he told like the producers who he would want to vote for.
Mm-hmm.
And he voted and he was fine because he had like an alliance, whatever. But then they brought him back into the game, and then he ended up making it to the finale.
Yeah. So, you're telling me... Okay, this might be dumb. I don't know a lot about discs in your neck. Can you not, like, feel it? Like, I don't know. That would be so stupid.
I just want to clarify that I'm not laughing at you because I don't know the answer to that question. I'm laughing at the idea of like, I'm just laughing, like imagining you're imagining your Venus and you're looking at the doctor and like, can you not just like feel the disc?
Yeah.
Like, it's not a dumb. I mean, it's not. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I fully agree with you. You're telling me they can't get any sort of equipment on anywhere within the vicinity of Fiji to be able to check this out and get him back in the game in less than like 3 hours? Sorry.
An MRI does not take that long.
No. Like,
I've never had one, but
go to a hospital.
literally, and like, oh, how are we gonna protect like the anonymity of the game? Like, blah blah. All these. I'm assuming this is what the mindset is. It's like, how are we going to?
Don't bring Jeff. Maybe put him in some different clothes. Like,
Or just like, yeah, go to a private practice. I don't know. Have them sign an NDA.
yeah.
And it doesn't even matter because the cast is leaked anyway.
Yeah.
Every season they go out to film and the cast is leaked allegedly. Allegedly it's leaked.
It's not that hard this day and age to be like, oh, this person's just out of nowhere missing for a month.
And they're a big fan of Survivor. I don't know. I tricked you when I went to Ghana.
Yeah.
No, guys, like I really tricked Maddie. Like she thought I was on Survivor. But I just think it's stupid. I hope this sounds really terrible to say. I hope that Randon had a serious injury.
No, I do too, because if it was literally a pinched nerve and he got pulled out of the game for that, not only should he be mad, Venus should be mad. Like,
oh, I feel terrible for Venus.
I do too.
She's back where she started. She knows that the idol basically just left with Randon.
Yeah. Which,
like,
can he like not give that to her?
I don't know. I'm sure if they end up losing, we'll see something happen. But it's annoying, and I feel really bad for. I feel bad for Venus. This is giving very much like final. I don't know exactly what the final number was, but near the finale of Co Wrong, when Grandpa Joe ate too much steak and his intestines, he was backed up and couldn't shit, and then they had to remove him from the game because he couldn't use the bathroom. And then wait, was that Joe? No. I mean, that was terrible.
I remember that though.
I'm talking about the ice cream guy. I think his name was Neil. That was pretty early on in the merge. Neil got removed from the game, and he left with the idol, and he didn't give the idol to Aubrey, and he could have. What?
The injury wasn't serious.
No.
Yeah, he said, I'm appreciative for those who looked out for me and pulled me from the game knowing that it could have been a spinal injury. The worst fear did not happen and my hand works now. So I'm very thankful that I'm healthy. This is from Gold Derby. I think he was maybe on Jeff's podcast or something.
Gold Derby, that's a good source. That's a good source for reality TV stuff.
Okay.
That is really upsetting. And I hope he gets invited back at some point.
If Mr. Bruce gets to come back, then Randon should get to.
In reality, this could have been easily prevented. When Australian Survivor can do it, like, if Australian Survivor can do it, you guys can do it. I don't understand.
You have a team.
Yeah, I don't. That's really upsetting, and I feel really bad for Randon. I feel bad for Venus. But yeah, that's it. That's the episode. Randon ends up going home. Jeff walks into the Yanu tribe. Mid, Tiff, and Banu having a very intense conversation. And Jeff goes, "Oh, this looks like a really, really emotional conversation. Sorry to interrupt."
Tiff's probably like, "Don't worry, Banu has one of these about every 5 minutes.
You're fine. You're not missing nothing, bestie."
Yeah.
And then Banu, so then tribe. So then Jeff is like, "Okay, LOL, Randon's going home." And then Banu starts crying. Shocker. And Jeff's like, "What's going on?" And Banu's like, I knew I was going home tonight. I had my speech prepared." And then Jeff doesn't ask for the speech. And then Banu goes, "So what I was going to say is blah, 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 blah. I'm not here to win $1 million. I'm here to win 1,000,000 hearts." Oh my God, we get it. It really takes away the value
when you say it again.
And again.
Mm-hmm.
And again. He said it twice in this episode, but still. I'm sure we'll hear it more. No, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any other thoughts?
No. I'm always sad when we don't get to see strategies play out.
Yeah.
And I'm even more like, obviously I'm glad that Randon's okay, but like it really sucks that he was just like fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think maybe after 46 seasons, they should figure that out because that's super, I think, unfair.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up our Survivor 46 episode 3 coverage. If you are interested, if you want to hear more, subscribe to our YouTube. We do episodes every week recapping Survivor. You can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, or TikTok, Twitter, or Instagram. And
TikTok for now.
Is that why you thought I was laughing because I almost said Tumblr?
No, I know that. I got that.
Okay.
I got that too, but then I was like, oh my god,
Okay.
TikTok.
No, TikTok for now. Yeah. Anyway, follow us at Making Fire Pod on those platforms. And I think that's it. Thank you guys all for watching.
Can you sing for us? What's the outro? I don't remember.
I'm going to make up a new one every time.
Okay.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. This is the Making Fire Podcast.
That was your best one yet.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Bye.